Hi YouTube, I'm Cord Kitty. I would like to talk to you a little bit about isolations and robot in Fursuit. So, the thing with isolations is it's quite simple. You are isolating a part of your body, or parts of your body. So, technically, this is an isolation. I'm isolating my little finger right here, or my paw, if you want to be politically correct furry. So, isolate one part of your body and then move it. Seems simple enough, right? But things get a little bit more tricky if, let's say, instead you want to isolate a part of your body in the air while the rest of your body is moving. For example, let's say if I want to, instead of just isolating this hand, I want to isolate everything other than this hand. So again, I'm trying to keep the hand still in one place while the rest of my body's moving. Isolations could be very powerful because it forces the audience to really look at that one part of your body that you're isolating. You have them right in your palm. So, what are different choices you could do when you're doing isolations? Well, just look at all your joints. It's pretty much selectively using particular joints. Let's say if you want to isolate your upper torso, you're using the joints in your hip. It always looks a bit cleaner if you're trying to keep this mostly still. And you can make it look like the robot if you are being really robotic about it. I don't know, have some robot sounds to it. It's pretty closely like isolation for sure. You know, it's very close. You just isolate a part of your body. Now, one very popular one is the head isolation. So, for example, let's say if you want to just isolate your head and then isolate your shoulders. It's a very popular move. So you could look in the mirror, isolate just your head, isolate your shoulder, isolate your head, shoulder. It's kind of hard to do. That's why you want to, when you're isolating your shoulder, look in the mirror to make sure that your head is staying in one place. Something like that. So, let's review. Sometimes you could just isolate one part of your body. Sometimes you could isolate that body part from the rest of your body. Sometimes you could isolate your whole body. There you go. But there's also a way you could make your robot different and special. For example, you could modify your dime stops to be bounced dime stops. So let's say, because if you're doing an isolation, pretty much in between every isolation is a dime stop, Isolation, dime stop, isolation, dime stop, isolation, dime stop. So you could make those dime stops a bit more interesting about what you can isolate. Like really getting into the theory behind it. Again, study a little bit about your joints. If there is any way that you can move your joints, there is a cool isolation that could happen with it. Something like that. Each of your joints can make a pretty cool isolation. And one thing also that's pretty cool to do is to make it look like you're isolating something that is not there. For example, a pole, or a cane if you're a gray muzzle. All it is really is, you know, you're using your wrist joints and a little bit of these joints down here, and you're making it like you're isolating something in space. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, there's lots of cool ways to make your isolation nice, but one thing you want to do to make sure about is to contrast those isolations. So let's say if you use your wrists. Next move probably shouldn't be just your wrists again. Kind of boring. So contrast that with using your other joints. Wrist, torso, shoulders, elbows. Looks a little cool because you're not exactly sure what could be next. Oh, could it be knees? Oh, could be anything. So yeah, there you go. That's a little bit about what I know. See you guys later.